All right. Now, when our auth service is ready, login, registration, uploading the first user avatar, user photo, that is done. Now, next thing in our app is to create a post. Okay. So, we'll work on this. So inside this services folder in API, I'm going to create a post service, or let's say just post service dot cs. Okay. And inside this, first thing we need our data context. So I'm going to inject data context inside this context with underscore. Then let's work on the method. So public async task, and let's say what we will return. Right now let's just use API result only. Here we'll say save post async. All right. And for this saving the post, we need our save post DTO. All right. We'll create this post now. Now save post means I'm using upsert. So updating and inserting for both, I'm using this single method only. So here first thing we need to check if it is a new post or it is an existing post which user is trying to update. For this we'll check if dto.post id, this is good. So we will simply check if this is equals default, that means this is new post, and if that is not the case, then this is some existing post. All right. Now first we will see new post. If this is new post, we just need to uh, first try to validate with, we will validate on UI, but it's better to validate on API side as well. So we'll validate this in our minimal API endpoint, and then if it is valid, then we'll come here. Valid in the sense that it has one of those, either the photo or content. All right. Okay, so new post creation case, we'll say what post equals new post from entity. Now here we will start adding content. It will be dto.content. Then we have id, which will be auto generated, is deleted, default value is false. Modified on, because we are creating it, so modified on, we'll leave it like this only, which is null. Then photo path, photo URL, this we'll do in after this creation of this thing, this post, then we'll do it here. Then posted on, so this we are going to use simple datetime dot utc now. After that we have user id. So who is the user who is creating this post? That is not a part of this model. This will be in the request, so we'll get from JWT. So it's better to have that here. Here we'll say GUID user ID. This we can set here, and now our basic post is ready. Now here we'll say save the image if provided. Now for image, we'll first check if user has provided it or not. So we'll say if dto dot, what was the name, photo is not null. That means we have a photo. Now we need to save that photo. So for this, what we can do, we can get the method from here, from our auth service. And where is that? This is here. So save user photo async. We'll get it. We'll paste it. We need to inject web host environment. So here we'll say just save post photo URL and uploads images and users. After that, we can have maybe user ID with user ID. We'll get up as a parameter here. Then after users, we are going to have this user ID dot toString. And after this, we'll say posts. all the images are going to be inside this folder. So in www root folder, uploads, images, users, then this user id, and then these posts. All right, so these two things we need to add in photo url as well. So after users, we'll have user id, then after user id we'll have posts, and then new photo name. All right, so we need configuration and web hosted environment, these two things injected in our post service. I web host environment, we need this one, and we need I configuration. All right, then let's add underscore on this and this as well. All right, so we have this thing now. Now here we can simply get both of these. So we'll say path and url equals await save post photo async, and we'll provide dto.photo and user id. All right, now whatever we got here, we'll set to this post.photo path equals path and post.photo url equals this url. Now because we are directly setting these things, so we can directly have these things here instead of this var and this. We can use this user.photo, the post.photo path and post.photo url. So we're setting these values using value tuple directly. How it will work, this returns a value tuple with two items, and we are assigning these using this value tuple. So first item would be assigned to the first value, and then this second will be assigned with the second value. So photo path will be this photo path, photo url will be this photo url. All right, so now we have all these things. Now we can directly say just add the photo, I mean context dot posts dot add this post. Okay, and then simply await contact dot save changes async. Now this save changes async, we can have it centralized after existing post as well. So this was for new post. Now let's come to this existing post and let's see here what all we need. Okay, so now first thing we need to get this post from the database. So we'll say await context dot posts dot find async the dto dot post id. Okay, then we'll check if post is null, that means this post does not exist anymore. So here we'll simply return API result dot fail. We'll say post no longer exists, something like this. Now if we have the post, okay, then we'll verify if the user who is trying to modify this post, this user is the owner of this post. Okay, so that I can modify only my posts. Although on the UI we will have that condition, but maybe someone can bypass the uh, UI and they can directly connect with our API. So it's our job, our API's responsibility as well to validate against this. So here we'll say var post.userid is not equals this user ID. If that is the case, from here we'll return API result dot fail. You do not have, or let's say permission denied, something like this. Okay, here we'll say user can modify on post only. Okay, now if we come so far, that means this validation is also passed, then user is trying to modify his or her own post only. Okay, Now here what we'll do, first thing we'll directly say post dot content equals dto dot content. Second thing we'll do, we'll say post dot modified on equals datetime dot utc now. Now after this we can have three cases for our photo. So one is no change in photo. Second case could be user change the photo. That means remove existing photo and upload save the new photo. This is what we need to do in this case. Now third case would be user removed the photo. Okay, these three cases can be with the photo. The user can remove the photo as well because we are allowing post with only text content. All right, so we need to handle this case. Now if we see for both of these case, sorry, not both of these, only for this case we will have a value in dto dot photo, right? Because this is the one where we will add a new photo. So we can have this condition first. So we'll say dto dot photo is not null. Here we'll say user is selected photo. So this will be case 2 where user is changing the photo. So in this case what we need to do, we need to save the new photo and remove the existing photo. We'll do the opposite. We will not remove the existing photo first because we need to remove existing photo only if the upload of new photo was successful and the saving in the database was successful. Then only we should remove the existing photo. Else it can be in an inconsistent state. Maybe we removed the existing photo from the physical storage, then there was some error in saving the new photo or maybe saving in the database. Then what would happen? The existing URL and photo path will be in the database, but on the UI when someone will try to use that URL, they will get no file because we already deleted that file. Better to have upload the new file, let's say new photo. And second thing we'll do update the database and then we'll remove the existing photo. Okay, this is the case. Now this removing the existing photo, there can be or cannot be a photo. What I mean is maybe, yeah, there is one more case actually. User added a photo. Previously there was no photo. The post was text content only. Yeah, this is also a case. Previously the post had just text content and now by editing the post, user has added a photo. So for case number 2 and 3, let's say 4. So in 2 and 3, both these cases, case 2 and 3. Okay, so case 2 and case 3. User is adding a new photo. Okay, in this case, so upload the new photo, that will do. Update the database, that also will do. And remove the photo, this will be only for case 3. Only for, sorry, case number 2. Okay, so it's better to have this existing photo in a variable here. Okay, outside of this, because we will delete the existing photo here outside of this else case. That means before this if and else, we'll have a nullable string with existing photo path with a default value null. Then inside in here, we'll say existing photo path equals post dot photo path. This post is actually db post. This thing we will have it here. Upload the new photo. Let's upload it. How we can upload it? We have this method, so we'll use this only. Now we can actually directly assign these values here. Maybe let's do this. Let me move these here so that you know that what we are trying to do here. All right, now we have this save post photo async. We are saving it. We have saved and added to this post, and after this save changes async will do its work, and then we'll simply delete this existing photo path here after saving the changes. So we'll check here if not string dot is null or white space existing photo path, then we'll simply say, to make sure, we'll simply say if file dot exists existing photo path. Here we can simply move this condition with this if only, first if. So if this has some value and this file physically exists, then only we'll say file dot delete existing photo, right? Okay, here we'll do one more thing. We'll say context dot posts dot update the post. I needed to update the post because we are not using default change tracking, so we'll do this, then we'll save it here. Now for this one we'll have our try and catch, add the exception here. We should log it and handle it other way, but for this simplicity I'm using API result.fail ex.message. This is the one we are doing. Now from here, for now, let's return API result.success. We'll see later if we need to return something else, we'll do that. Right now we are good. So all these cases are getting handled, right? If no change, it will be null and we'll be okay. If user changed the photo or added a photo, these two cases are handled by this. Okay, if user removed the photo, this case we need to handle. For this we need to have some additional information from somewhere. So maybe from this save post DTO. So we have this existing photo. Alright, we have this existing photo property, existing photo URL. It should be URL. Right? Existing photo URL. We can use this. In here, in this case, we can simply go to else case. Alright, and in this else case, we'll say here we will check if string dot is null or white space DTO dot existing photo URL. Now let's see what is happening here. It is not null. If it means there was an existing photo and user did not okay, maybe instead of this we should have something else. Existing photo URL, not, we don't need existing photo URL, right? Let's have a boolean here. Here we'll say remove or say existing photo removed. Is existing photo removed? Something like this. Okay, and here we'll directly check this. If existing photo removed, this should come from DTO. So we'll set its value from the UI. If this is true, Then just remove the existing photo from the physical path and then update the database. All right, so this is what we need to do. Let's remove the photo. So how we can remove the photo? The removal is already happening here. What we can do, we can just set this existing photo path to the DTO dot, not DTO, sorry, post dot photo path, and it will be automatically removed when the control flow goes out of this else and comes here. And after this, we need to set the post dot photo path, post dot photo path to null, and post dot photo URL to null. Right? So when we were doing this context.post.update post here, we should do this outside of this else. Okay, now we have handled all the cases. So in first case, no need to do anything. Second and third case are being handled by this. In the case number 4 is being handled here. Case 4. All right. Now we are good with our saving a new post method. Okay, we'll see when we'll actually see it working, then we'll see if there is something which is not working. uh, Ideally, if we'll see, logically everything should work fine here. Let's quickly try to build the API project, but before that let's register post service. So we'll go to program.cs, and here we'll simply say, after this builder.services.add transient, we'll again add transient this post service, save it. Let's quickly try to build this API project so we know that everything is building. Then we'll move to the next part of our application and build it successful. That means we are good. All right, next maybe we'll see the list of posts. Okay, for home page where we are loading the posts, and there we'll use paging, and on the UI we'll use endless scrolling. So user will keep on scrolling, and when users uh, going to reach to the end, then it will again request the API to new set of data, the next result set. Basically, this is how we'll do it. All right, that we'll do next.